Creating a workplace where people actually feel valued, that's not just a nice to have anymore, right? It's absolutely critical for success. But the hard part is building and, more importantly, maintaining that culture of appreciation. It's a huge challenge. So today, we're going to dive into a platform that's designed to solve that exact problem. It's all about turning appreciation from just a random act into a core part of your business strategy. Let's see how they pull it off.
So let's just get right to the heart of it. Pretty much every leader wants their team to feel appreciated, and every employee wants to feel like their hard work is being seen. So why is there so often a huge disconnect? It's a struggle that honestly plagues just about everyone, from tiny startups to massive global companies.
Well, it turns out the problems are usually the same old suspects. Trying to do this manually is a massive time sink for HR and for managers. And if you don't have a real system, recognition can feel totally random or even biased, which can actually do more harm than good for morale. And then there are the big questions. How do you connect a simple thank you back to your core company values? And maybe most importantly, how do you even begin to measure if any of this is actually working?
And that is where technology can be a total game changer. So let's take a look at the Recognize platform. It's built from the ground up to automate and really streamline this whole process of employee engagement and, well, recognition.
Okay, so here it is. This is our first look at the platform. And the first thing you probably notice is, it looks familiar, right? Kind of like a professional social media feed. And that's completely on purpose. By making it social and adding some fun game-like elements like points, it encourages everybody to jump in and participate. It creates this really dynamic, very visible stream of appreciation that everyone in the company can see.
So, how does it all really work? Well, the whole philosophy is built around this virtuous cycle. It's a simple but really powerful loop. Employees engage by recognizing their coworkers. That engagement then gets rewarded with points and public visibility. And then, those rewards reinforce the exact behaviors and company values you want to see more of. Engage, reward, reinforce.
And getting set up is designed to be incredibly simple. You just start by plugging your company's core values right into the platform. These become custom badges or reasons for recognition. Then, you sync up your employee list from whatever HR system you're already using. And finally, you just set a budget for points, and the program pretty much runs itself.
And this is a fantastic real-world example of how a company put this into practice. Metrobank, a company with over 5,000 employees, didn't just use generic badges. No, they created this special Metro Man badge. It's a high-value award that can only be given out by leadership. It's a brilliant way to show how you can customize the whole platform to create these really meaningful, culture-specific awards.
And here is where that whole cycle really comes together. On the left, you see the everyday peer-to-peer recognition happening in the company feed. And on the right, you see what happens next. Those points that people are earning, they're not just for show. They can be redeemed for actual, tangible rewards that people genuinely want.
And let's be real, the rewards are a huge motivator. The key word here is flexibility. You've got everything from a direct Amazon integration, with no markups by the way, to hundreds of international gift cards, to your own custom company swag. This solves a huge problem, because a one-size-fits-all reward just doesn't work for a diverse global team. This way, there's something valuable for everyone, no matter where they are or what they're into. Okay, so people are engaged, they love the rewards, that's great, but remember one of those first challenges we talked about. How do you actually measure the impact of all this stuff? Well, that's where the data comes in. This right here is the company admin dashboard. Think of it like mission control for your company culture. At a glance, you can see all the key trends, who's getting recognized, what they're being recognized for. You can even see which of your company values are popping up the most often and spot your top performers. This isn't just a bunch of data, it's a real-time map of your culture.
And all that data translates into real bottom-line results. As you can see from this chart, companies that use this kind of systematic approach see way higher employee engagement, and even more critically, they see a dramatic improvement in retention. The takeaway is crystal clear. Investing in a culture of appreciation pays off.
Here's a super specific example. The company DevPro implemented Recognize to really push their company values. And what happened? Their employee net promoter score, which is basically the gold standard for measuring employee satisfaction and loyalty, jumped by 17%. That is a huge, measurable shift in their company culture.
So look, a platform can have all the bells and whistles in the world, right? But if it's a total nightmare for HR and IT to implement and manage, it's pretty much dead on arrival. So let's talk about how Recognize is actually built to fit into a modern company's environment. And this really breaks it down perfectly. For the HR team, it automates all those tedious tasks like anniversaries and birthdays, it simplifies workflows, and it gives them clear tracking on all the reward spending. And for the IT team, you've got seamless integration into the tools they already use, standard security protocols, and a direct line for support. It's really designed to make life easier for both sides of the house.
And this integration piece is absolutely crucial. Recognize isn't yet another separate tab that employees have to remember to open. It lives right inside the tools they use all day, every day: Microsoft Teams, Outlook, and SharePoint. This means people can give and get recognition right in their normal workflow, which makes adoption rates go way, way up.
And for all the IT folks watching, this slide is definitely for you. The platform is ISO 27001 certified. That's the international gold standard for information security. Basically, this certification is your peace of mind that all your company and employee data is being handled with the absolute highest level of security. It's a really big deal.
I really like this quote from the CTO, Peter Phillips, because I think it sums up their whole approach. It shows they get it. They understand the pressures that IT teams are under, and they're committed to being a true partner, not just another vendor that's going to create more support tickets for you.
And you can see that mission-driven focus comes right from the top. It's a good reminder that at the end of the day, the goal here isn't just to sell software. It's about using that software as a tool to help build better, more engaging, and much more appreciative places to work.
So we'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. Building a great culture has so many moving parts, and a lot of them are manual and really hard to measure. If you could automate just one piece of that puzzle to make it more consistent, more visible, and more impactful, where would you start?